Expansion of federal power, bypassing due process, violating constitutional rights, enforcement by intimidation. An increasing number of Americans under IRS scrutiny are being subjected to paramilitary Gestapo-style federal raids, like this one.
Don't move. Sit down. Don't move. Don't move. Federal raid. Federal raid. Federal raid. Federal raid. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. Federal raid. Federal raid. Federal raid. Federal raid. Stay where you are. Federal raid. Federal raid. Federal raid. Don't move. Don't move. Please. 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 Get off the phone. Put your hands there. Show me your hands.
Surrounded by federal agents, a loaded gun pointed at his head. Those moments of Court Stack's life replay in his nightmares. It was his first and only encounter with law enforcement. He will never forget it. Neither will the other employees at this small Arkansas water bottling company.
I was wondering why would someone point a loaded gun at my face. It made me feel really scared, kind of helpless.
Well, it was almost like you'd watch Cops or something, or watch these drug raid shows where they would kind of come through the door, just everybody storms in and just kind of pushing everybody to the side.
First of all, it was ridiculous. I mean, there was nobody here that needed manned with firearms or to be guarded.
I remember thinking, to me, it was almost like something you would see in a fictional movie. I couldn't believe what was occurring. To an extent, I felt like I was in a third world country.
There's police everywhere with guns, and it just blew me away. I didn't know what was going on, you know. I thought maybe it was drugs or they was after a felon or something, but I mean, they have a lot of police.
But this was no drug raid, no violent criminals hiding inside the walls of this facility. In fact, employees here were shocked when they discovered the real reason behind the terrifying paramilitary Gestapo-style raid. This raid was about securing paperwork concerning financial transactions of the company's owner, John Stacks. Paperwork they would have gladly shared at the request of a single agent. No need for an aggressive raid by 40 to 50 armed agents. It's no secret that IRS audits of small businesses have soared under the Obama administration. The tax division of Eric Holder's Justice Department, which supervises all criminal proceedings under Internal Revenue laws, has been very busy. Various articles on the net refer to it as small business bullying, citing a 32% increase in the number of audits of small to medium-sized businesses between 2009 and 2011, since Eric Holder took over the Justice Department. An increasing number of these businesses being audited report being subjected to paramilitary aggressive raids.
You know, it was very much like a drug raid or terrorist raid, actually. The agents or officers, whatever they were not friendly. They were armed, they were hostile, they were intimidating.
So the tactics are definitely Gestapo-type tactics that should not be happening in the United States of America. It's similar to what you might see in a SWAT raid on a drug house.
If the federal government could come in before you're convicted of any crime and take hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your bank account, shut down your business, tell your employees what to do, keep you from your family, at what point is it so overkill that no reasonable person would be able to respond rationally, reasonably, defend themselves? I mean, nobody could do that. I mean, to me, it just seems like if you can walk into the bank and I don't even know about it and wipe out my bank account, where does it stop?
And while many of these government investigations and raids led to charges related to white-collar crimes, the guilt or innocence of the business executives involved is not the issue. At issue is the Gestapo paramilitary tactics being utilized by the government in these raids, tactics that are in clear violation of the constitutional rights of American citizens. Curtis Coleman, chairman of the Institute on Constitutional Policy, says Congress has an obligation to call for a House investigation and that states need to reclaim state sovereignty to defend their citizens from federal abuse of power.
One of the solutions to these kind of issues is for states to begin to, instead of representing the federal government to their citizens, to start representing the citizens to their federal government. The states are going to have to start pushing back and start recovering the balance of power intended by the Constitution. And they're going to have to start recovering their constitutionally intended sovereignty. And this is one of the areas in which the state can function.
Meanwhile, lawmakers can expect to hear from an increasing number of innocent Americans who have personally experienced these unconstitutional raids, Americans who are fed up and fighting back.
They threw our liberties out the window. They treated us like third-class citizens. If people are not outraged, they need to be. This used to be America. Now it's not.